Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in today, for sharing your own powerful, beautiful energy with this community and this space that we are co-creating here together. So I am going to start off the reading today by shuffling the traditional tarot cards. And while I'm shuffling, if you would like to transmit your energy in a more powerful way to the reading, then I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to channel more specifically for you and your situation, not just here in this particular video, but also in future reading videos as well. Okay, so what can I channel for all of the beautiful people who are tuned into today's reading? Okay, so the first kind of energy that's coming through here, which, by the way, I do usually say this at the beginning of these readings, but at the end of the day, it's really your intuition that is the compass of your life experience that is always guiding you accurately. So I will be channeling through many different messages that might relate to different groups of people, and only take the messages that truly feel resonant for you in a personal way. Okay, so with that being said, we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. So this is very much a light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy. Now, with these messages, you guys know that these energies can apply to something you are experiencing internally, but equally, they can apply to some external person or situation who is somehow energetically connected to you. So I'm getting a lot of messaging around the fog clearing or coming out of a chaotic time into a more peaceful and stabilized state of being. So for someone listening here, if you've been going through a time where you've been feeling very chaotic or perhaps really ungrounded, because this card is sitting on the root chakra energy, which is connected to our sense of groundedness and stability in the world, know that you are going to be, or maybe you're already feeling it, but you're shifting into a lighter period of time in your life. Things are really going to begin to stabilize and calm down in your life. And again, this might be something that you've already been feeling. Now, for others of you, if this doesn't apply to something that you're experiencing internally, this could be a person connected to you who has been going through a really difficult time, where things have felt really stressful or really dark for them. And if that is the case, I keep hearing the word responsibility. So maybe you released a sense of responsibility for a person who has been going through this really stressful or difficult time, and you chose to maintain your own alignment, your own state of connectedness to your peace, to your inner self, to your most authentic self. And this person that you've been connected to, who may have been going through that stressful time, is actually going through a time now where they're going to be balancing out and stabilizing. So again, take it however it resonates. For some of you, it might actually connect in both ways. So can I get any clarification on this releasing of stress or this kind of restabilization here? Okay, we have the King of Cups in the upright position. So I'm hearing that staying in touch with your emotions staying in touch with your truth, even when it requires you to release responsibility for the stress or negativity or reactions of other people. Choosing to stay connected to your inner emotional world regardless is how you continue manifesting forward in a positive way in your life. And here we have the Magician card connected with the King of Cups. So what I'm seeing is at this phase of your life and your spiritual journey here on earth, it is essential above all else to stay connected to your inner emotional world and to utilize those emotions as your personal form of guidance for your life, regardless of how other people are feeling about how you're feeling or how they might be reacting to you. I'm just hearing do whatever you can to stay connected. Staying connected meaning here to stay connected to your internal self. And this is amplifying your manifestation power. But the thing about this is it may seem very backwards to the way that we are taught by society to create or attract or get the things that we desire in life. Because very often society teaches us that if we want to get something that we desire, we have to completely deny and disconnect from our inner emotional experience in order to attain to that thing. And that is how we end up seeing so many situations where people talk about, whether it's celebrities or people with some level of what people consider to be fame or success or abundance, where they will talk about how they're actually really deeply unhappy or unfulfilled because they may have bought into this matrix lie that in order to get these things that they felt they desired, that they did desire from a soul level, they had to disconnect from their inner emotional experience. But when we disconnect from our emotions, we can use our pure force and will to, in a sense, make things happen in the physical realm. But the energy that we put into things is always what we get out of them in the long run. So what this means is if we attain something by totally disconnecting from our emotions, by stressing ourselves out, by overworking ourselves, then the thing that we manifest, even if on the surface it might appear in the 3D to be what we desired, it will actually still carry the essence of that lower vibrational energy that we applied in order to attain it, because that's the timeline that we've aligned with. So for example, if you manifest a particular career that you desire through really overworking yourself, completely disconnecting from your emotional guidance, ignoring how you're feeling, how your authentic self is feeling, then you may attain to that success in the physical, but in order to sustain it, it will continue to require that same energy output of stress, of overwork, of pushing yourself. And this will lead to these cycles of deep unfulfillment. And this is one way that the matrix kind of tricks us to tie ourselves into lower vibrational timelines. Now, of course, this is what leads some people to say, well, then I'm just not going to attain to or to desire anything for myself that is related to anything material, whether it's success or abundance. But the thing is, these desires are planted in our soul for a reason. So if you have a pure soul desire for some level of success or abundance or to achieve something in this world, especially when it's something that authentically springs forth from within you and something that authentically continues to call you and pull you back into it over and over across the course of your lifetime, this actually speaks to a core soul intention that you have as a soul incarnated here on earth to manifest that thing. It's just that you are manifesting from a much higher vibrational perspective, and you're going about doing it in a way that is very backwards to those societal lies, those matrix lies that we are told. Essentially, the way that you are manifesting here again is by doing the opposite of what society tells you when they tell you to disconnect from your emotions and overwork yourself and stress yourself out. You are manifesting from a much higher vibrational timeline. So you might be manifesting some of those same things that we were describing earlier, that success, that abundance, happiness, connection. Maybe even for some of you, this does involve some level of fame or recognition or being in the spotlight in some sense. Whatever this is for you, know that these desires are core soul desires planted within you for a reason, and you absolutely have the ability to manifest them. But you are going to be manifesting these things in a way that is very unfamiliar to society. It might look like you're manifesting the same things physically, but the way that you go about manifesting them, the energy that you infuse into those manifestations, and therefore how they feel, how you experience them once you manifest them, and what you get out of them energetically is going to be entirely different on a deeper level, even if they look the same on the surface. I know we are getting so deep in with these personal messages around your personal power, your alignment, the way you're manifesting from these higher perspectives, meaning you are aligning yourself with higher timelines that are allowing you to manifest in a very holistic way that encompasses mind, body, and soul in harmony. Wow, this is such a big message. I was not expecting this to come through today's reading. And of course, as with all of the readings, the reason that these particular powerful messages are coming through is owed to the energy that you are bringing to the table here. It's just another example of how we talked about earlier in the reading, how the energy you put into something is what you get out of it. So clearly, many of you have brought this powerful, beautiful, high vibrational energy to this reading, and that is what is now manifesting out of it. So thank you so much for that. But anyway, you are going to be staying connected to your inner emotional world, staying connected to that internal guidance, allowing your emotions to guide you, following your bliss, focusing on stabilizing that sense of peace within yourself. And all of your manifestations are going to be flowing from that energetically stabilized, higher vibrational place. So this is really reminiscing of a reading that we channeled recently that I believe was titled, "You're going to be doing it, but you're going to do it in your own unique way." So if you haven't yet listened to that reading, it should be just a couple videos ago on this channel. I do recommend going back and revisiting that reading after this one, because you might glean some further insights from that particular video as well. For some reason, I just felt really guided to direct some people that are listening here that haven't heard that reading to that particular video. So maybe there is something there that will be beneficial for you. But let's go ahead and keep channeling here. So we have the Devil card in the reverse position, and I'm hearing keep unchaining yourself from heavy, codependent, or lower vibrational energies. Now, this sounds simple on the surface because it sounds like, well, just disconnect from whatever feels codependent, whatever's lower vibrational, etc. And many of you have already been doing that. You've been doing that process. But the thing is, it's not as simple as it looks on the surface, because what many of us are coming up against is the dynamic where when we unchain ourselves from a person, a situation, a connection that's very codependent, that's heavily pulling on our energy, that's been very draining, very lower vibrational, what you have to understand is when you unchain yourself from whatever that is, even if it's not a specific person, this could be a belief system, this could be an energy system, a collective thought form, a negative pattern, a group, know that that system or thing is going to try to pull you back in, because it's going to be extremely triggered when you disconnect from it. whatever you feed your energy into is benefiting immensely. Even people who just have the privilege of seeing you, experiencing your creations, coming into contact with you, having some window of insight or perception into your life, regardless of how someone is contacting or connecting with you, even in a way that looks so small on the surface, this is an energy exchange, and you carry this really powerful, high vibrational energy that radically impacts those who have the privilege of connecting with it. So when you choose to detach that very powerful frequency that you have from something or from someone, they feel that absence in a really strong way. And their triggered reaction will be to try and pull you back into that system, to try and pull you back into that connection, because they miss the energy high, the energy hit that they got off of you. And so what we need to understand as we unchain ourselves from these heavier, lower vibrational or non-reciprocal kinds of energy dynamics is what energy is ours and what is theirs. So coming into a deep knowledge and recognition of what your personal baseline frequency feels like is so essential. Now, many of us have been put through the process of knowing our own energy so deeply through having that energy isolated. So we've talked about this on the channel, but many of us here in this collective have come out of periods of time where we've actually felt extremely alone, extremely isolated. And now it's been emerging. Well, really, I feel we've never said it in this exact way, but this is a new clarification someone is manifesting through this reading of why you had to go through that period of isolation or hermiting, which is in part because by isolating your frequency, you've come into this deep recognition of what it feels like to exist at that baseline frequency, to exist fully, completely, and exclusively within yourself and within your own energy. And it's been important to make that conscious connection, because now as you are being revealed to the world in a stronger way, as you are being opened up, as people are being able to see you, sense you, experience your creations in a stronger way, this is creating a lot of triggered reactions. We've talked about a lot of the ways that you trigger people that you come into contact with and collective thought forms and the collective generally through the way that you operate from this really high vibrational perspective. But here we're speaking about how you are reacted to by those people, groups, and belief systems that you specifically detach yourself from or stop feeding your energy into. Now, as you take energy away from these people, things, and systems and return it back fully within yourself, this practice is going to further reinforce and amplify your manifestation power. But this really is a balancing act, and it's like a muscle. It's something within you that has to be strengthened, because the more you create, the more powerful these creations become energetically as you continue to grow and expand spiritually, the more that you are perceived by others for these creations. And when I say creations, yes, this could be something you are literally creating: music, art, a business, a career. But this could be more generalized. This could be a connection, a relationship you're creating, the way you're living your life, just the life that you're creating. But regardless, know that as these things pick up more momentum and radiate more powerful frequency, this means that the triggered reactions are going to be stronger as well, which means it requires even more focus from you, meaning refusing to focus upon the triggering, the negative reactions, the lower vibrational energies that you might be affecting in some way, and taking all of that focus and returning it fully back into yourself while holding that stable foundation of peace. This is how you are going to be moving forward in a powerful way. But again, where it sounds very simple to say, when you are someone who is as empathic as you are and so sensitive and capable of picking up on all of these triggered reactions, how people feel about you, how they talk about you, how they think about you, you're able to sense all of that. So taking that empathy and channeling it into your ability to navigate your personal life, to focus on yourself, to create, rather than using that empathy to try to read all the time how people are reacting to you. This is such a practice. And again, it's like this muscle that has to be actively trained and strengthened. And I feel many of us in those training grounds right now as I am channeling this reading. And I'm hearing that fear is always lying to you. So if you are receiving this feedback, triggered reaction of fear or anxiety, or this sudden sense of, what if I made the wrong choice detaching from this person or thing? What if I made the wrong choice moving in this direction that has felt so aligned for me? Those triggered fear reactions are never resonant with your true baseline energy. What resonates with your true baseline energy are those moments of inspired pull, passionate pull towards something. Fear is always just a triggered reaction that you're picking up from either people or things or systems that your powerful creations are actually triggering at this time. So much of your journey at this moment is simply having the courage to keep stepping forward, releasing those fears, holding that state of peace within yourself, and just continuing to create forward. So wow, very powerful messages coming through today's reading. And again, so much of this actually has been so unexpected. I didn't think we were going to get so deep into your personal life purpose and your personal spiritual journey at this time. So I'm going to be reshuffling and just taking a look at any people, things, or energies that might be connecting with you at this time. Okay, so we have rest and rejuvenation in the reverse position, and I feel this sitting on the throat chakra. So I immediately got the download that someone is restless to talk to you or very eager to talk to you. Now, this might be someone currently already in your life. This might be someone from your past who's eager to reach back out. This could be someone entirely new who on a soul level is really eager to meet you, really eager to connect with you. Okay, with envy in the upright position, this person eager to connect with you is feeling a lot of intense longing towards you at this time as well. I'm hearing it's how your energy has worn on them or how it's wearing on them. So there might be a kind of longevity to this, whether it's someone from your past or someone more recent, where it's been like this long, slow building of energetic momentum with this person. Now, again, I am getting to that point of channeling many different hyper-specific threads of energy. So this person coming through here might not be a resonant energy for everyone, only take it if it connects. But this person does seem to be feeling very restless, again, eager to talk to you. But this has been a slow build of energy. Somehow your energy has worn off on this person. It's affected them slowly but gradually over time in a really strong way, in a way that they didn't even really expect here. With blossoming abundance in the upright position, this is someone who sees a very strong seed of potential with you. They seem to really love your energy and feel you psychically in a really strong way, even if they wouldn't use that term psychically. There's just something about you that they can't get out of their head. They can just feel your spirit. They can feel your energy, however they would describe that, of course, depending on how deep they are into exploring spirituality, spiritual concepts. They might refer to this in different words. They might just say, I really love your voice, the way you speak, the way that your energy has been affecting me, the way I feel after talking to you. But what they're really feeling spiritually is actually a very strong psychic bond here between the two of you. Now, I haven't picked up yet whether this could potentially be a soul connection. Maybe you already know that for yourself, but I will let you know if that comes up in the cards or in the energy here. Here we have, wow, goddess of the moon and man holding a heart upright. So this particular situation we've been channeling, by the way, could be platonic, it could be romantic, it could be business related. I'm not really getting a strong sense of what that might be, just an energy I'm picking up on to note. But here with goddess of the moon and man holding a heart upright, I'm definitely seeing a very strong romantic energy coming through for someone. But here what I'm getting is a romantic energy manifesting itself in a full-blown way in the physical, in direct correlation to you really standing in your true power and shining your light. In fact, I'm getting this really strange but powerful visual that your light is almost like this lighthouse that is guiding this person to the shore of meeting you or reconnecting with you or connecting with you or whatever it is. It's like as you have the courage to consistently radiate that light, it's as though you are a lighthouse for this person's soul and you are guiding them into either deeper connection with you or meeting you if you haven't met this person yet, or reconnection with you. But there is this clear and direct correlation between the way that you are showing up for yourself, the way that you are living in alignment with your true power, your authentic truth, and how this person is being guided closer or deeper into your physical life experience. The interesting thing about this dynamic as well is that if you've already met or connected with this person, you've noticed this correlation. And it might actually be frustrating at times because quite literally, there is such a correlation here between you standing in your power and this person being drawn into your life that it's almost like when you start to disconnect from your own power, or you start to kind of revert back a little bit into old patterns or dynamics, which is natural because, again, all of this spiritual practice really is like a muscle. So whenever this does happen, you will actually notice this person pulling away from you or feeling disconnected from you, or the communication with them just seems really off. We've described this dynamic before, but it's almost as though the presence of this person in your life or in your energetic field, it's like their presence is helping you spiritually to stay on track with your own high-level spiritual purpose and path. But the way that's happening is through the way that their connection to you physically is mirroring your connection to your truest self. So it's like this person is showing you how when you disconnect from yourself, naturally the two of you begin to disconnect, and that guidance is actually meant to strengthen and reinforce your connection to your inner self by training you into deeper connections with yourself and your own power. This is such a strange dynamic. I don't know who this is for, but let me know in the comments if this or anything in this reading has been connecting. I feel many of these dynamics have been very strange and hyper specific. And again, we've been talking at this really high quantum level here, but I want to see if there's anything else I can channel about this connection that correlates to your own inner growth. So can I channel anything else about this particular connection coming through here? Okay, so here we have door to value in the upright position. So this could be speaking about the connection itself actually holding a great deal of spiritual value in your life. And if that is the case for you, I feel it's extremely mirrored for the other person as well. So this is interesting because it's almost as though this message is coming through to remind you of the spiritual value that this connection holds, regardless of how things have been feeling physically with this person at times, and maybe even regardless of how you are currently defining this connection, because for some of you, it's very possible this is a divine counterpart kind of energy where this is someone that you are extremely connected to on a spiritual level, where you are always supporting and uplifting each other spiritually, psychically, but for whatever reason, you may not have much or any contact with this person physically at this time. Now, I know that message specifically is for a very rare, much smaller group of people. For many of you, this person is either someone new that you're going to be meeting or someone you've met recently that you do have a good deal of contact with. But regardless, for some reason, the message is coming through that this connection holds such a high value for you spiritually because of the way it helps you to really stay aligned with that highest version of yourself. But also, this is very mirrored. So the way that you feel value from this person and from this connection, they seem to very much be feeling that same appreciation towards you and the value that you hold for them in their life. There's this beautiful sense of balance from a spiritual perspective where you're actually really assisting each other on staying aligned with your own personal highest path. But ironically, I'm getting that in the physical, this can actually feel a bit frustrating at times, because this isn't someone that you seem to be able to artificially, kind of superficially stay connected with in the physical realm in a deep way if you are in those moments choosing to disconnect from yourself, which of course, again, is very human. We all do it from time to time because it can be very challenging to be walking this path of staying so connected with your authenticity and your truth when that can be so triggering to people around you. So at times you might feel this frustration of like, why can't this person just connect with me even when I might be a bit disconnected from myself? But it's because the spiritual purpose of this bond, however you choose to define it or not define it physically, is to assist the both of you on this higher level and staying connected with your truest pathway, with your highest vibrational pathway in this lifetime. But I'm also getting a secondary message from this door to value card because it's sitting on the third eye chakra. So this might be shifting us into a different message, which is, I'm hearing your value comes from something that's very psychic, very energetic, and very spiritual. So if you are doing or creating something or manifesting something at this time, you have to know that the true value of whatever you are creating is that energy that you've put into it. Wow, this is really coming full circle from those messages we talked about earlier in the reading regarding how the energy you put into something is the energy that you get out of it. But now it's coming more so to your personal creations in this world and how they help others, meaning the things that you do, the things that you create, whether it's a business, whether it's developing a client base, whether it's your art that you're sharing with the world or your career, whatever this is. Regardless of what it looks like on the surface physically, the true value of whatever that thing is that you are creating is actually psychic and energetic in nature. It's your energy being infused into those creations that is then paralleling in the abundance that you are manifesting through those things, in the positive reaction that you are receiving for those things. It's all connected because I'm hearing like your energy is being reflected in your creations, whatever those are, whether it's your career, whether it's your business, your relationships, all of those things are a direct reflection of your energy, and you will see that reflected in the level of physical value and physical manifestation as well that you derive from those things. So I'm getting that your inner work is everything, because your inner work is how you clear and amplify your own energy, raise your own vibration. And when you raise your vibration, you raise your value in the sense that your increase in internal energy will naturally radiate a different kind of frequency into everything that you touch, everything that you create. And this will reflect in the level of what you consider to be success and abundance that comes back to you, however you choose to personally define those things. So this reading, again, I've said this a couple times, but I'm just astonished by so many of the messages that have come through. So thank you for co-manifesting all of this. If this is connecting for you and you are wanting to go deeper with the messages, to get more specifics, to hear more about people and things that may be connected with you energetically at this time, then I also would invite you to join us in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But for now, I am going to close this first YouTube reading with one final Rumi Oracle card. So what is one final message to close out the reading here on YouTube? And this card is the impossible made possible. So let's go ahead and read a guidebook message here. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountains into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. The guidebook also says, we only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all that is and all that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources of the heavens? No. So then, why has not every impossible dream now been rendered possible, indeed manifest in shining glory upon the earth? The human heart knows everything envisioned can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear. So much so that it will not listen to the heart at times. That fear is a childlike nightmare. That, should you offer yourself up to the sacred loving power of the great Creator, you might be found to be lacking. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection, and then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand and yet believed to be forts. But what stronghold can resist love? It is like water. It seeps into every available space and changes form to survive in every environmental condition. So now you are being guided by this loving power to drop the doubt, shed the incredulity, and open up the mind. The universe wants something to happen for you, something beautiful, something utterly improbable, and something perfect for your path, your own unique divine destiny. The mind will wonder if it is even possible. People around you may wonder the same thing, but your heart will burn for it to become real, to become more than a fantastic, improbable dream. You'll want it with all your soul. You may not even be consciously aware as yet what this great desire is, but your heart knows. When your heart is more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation seeking to pour into your thirsty soul, like the sweetest, purest waters of blessing. I feel like that was one of the best and most aligned Rumi messages we've channeled yet in these readings. So a huge thank you again to all of you tuned in here. And if you do resonate with the frequency of this channel, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, the link to continue on with me now to the extended version of this reading, where we will be diving deeper into the messages, is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and week. And as always, I will connect with you here again in Friday's Patreon reading.